I'm going to do this in Pro Tools right now, and we have an example track here. It's called Serial Compression Vocal. You can see there's big disparities between the first part of the vocal, which is almost like a whisper, and then, you know, when she's really belting it out here. I'd really like to reduce the disparity of between these two parts and then compress afterwards, and we can do that by serial compression. Now, I won't get really bogged down into how you do all of your routing in Pro Tools. That's for another day, but I'll give you kind of the bird's eye view here. Here's our vocal track. Now, I've placed a compressor on that. This is that compressor right here. You can see that's named here, vocal. So this is the compressor that's placed across this track. But instead of the output of this track, this is what the I/O stands for, the output of this going to the left and right bus, or the out 1 and 2, I've placed it onto bus number 1 and made a new auxiliary track that is fed from bus number 1. So you can see that the sound of this is going out bus number 1 and then coming back in bus number 1 on this auxiliary track, which then I have another compressor placed on there. So this compressor is for this track. This compressor is for the output of this guy, which has already been compressed. So here's what I want to do. I want to lower this threshold down here until I capture this stuff and kind of tame it into kind of the same ballpark as this guy here. I'm not really into making this sound the best. I just really want you to kind of get a grasp of, you know, how this all works. So we'll start out right at the beginning. Look at the average level down here. So it looks like it's around here, okay? So that's where I want to start affecting this portion, which is going to be a whole lot louder, okay? So I'm going to bring it right down here. I've put a 4-1, and let's see if this portion here ends up being kind of in the same neighborhood as this one here. Look at the output there. Output's like -18, maybe a little over that. I'd be better off alone than without you. So you can see that this first vocal track, this is a pretty severe compression, and all we've done is really get this guy into the neighborhood of the first part there. And now that we've done that, and then we pass that through, the output of this track is going to bus 1, then this auxiliary track is looking to bus 1 as its input. Now I can compress both of these guys. And so you can see why I had to do a severe compression over here, is to get them both into the kind of the same ballpark. Then we can do a little more subtle compression on both of them. So let's have a listen here. I wait for you. So now you can see it's around here. If I want to do just a little bit of compression. Place I dream of you. Nothing seemed to soothe my mind when I miss you. I'd be better off alone. So just a little bit there. And now she's going to start belting it out. Notice there's not a lot of gain reduction here. Most of the gain reduction is taking place over here, right? I will watch as life pass me by till you come. So this first compressor is kind of doing the heavy lifting of reducing the disparity between here and here, and then when they're both kind of equalized in level, then the second compressor here can do a little bit more subtle compression.